What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American, here today to react and learn about the hit Canadian TV show Degrassi. And I have to say, I am very excited for this today because Degrassi holds a very special place in my heart personally. And I think what's also special about Degrassi is that even though it's a fictional show, for many of us Americans, it was the one and only window into Canadian life. Like, which is funny because the show, if you've seen it, it gets pretty crazy. So, all of us Americans were like, oh my god, is this what Canadian high school is like? Everyone's pregnant and on drugs or getting murdered, you know? but it just turns out that Degrassi was just a pretty crazy show. And I want to make a distinction here because there's things about Degrassi that I know of, and there's things that I don't know. And I think that's all kind of viewed through the lens of me being American and experiencing Degrassi here in America. So I have a couple things I want to take a look at here, and I want to also look at the different incarnations of Degrassi, because there's been like 4 or 5 different versions of the show, I believe. The version that I personally have seen is Degrassi: The Next Generation. And I remember when this show would just randomly come on a channel in the United States. I think it was a Nickelodeon channel. It just started coming on randomly, and I would just catch a random episode here or there, and I'd be like, what the heck is this? But in the best way possible. And also, another funny tidbit about this is, for many of us Americans, when we first started watching Degrassi, like, I didn't know that it was set in Canada. Like, I watched so much of Degrassi, and I had no idea that it was Canadians in Canada, that it was a Canadian show. I'd never heard of such a thing or knew that it existed, especially when I was younger. I was probably introduced to Degrassi: The Next Generation when I was a teenager, and I think here and there I remember in the show, I'd randomly hear some of the actors say, like, sorry instead of sorry, or about instead of about, and stuff like that, or make a reference to Oh Canada, or something like that, and I was like, what? What's that about? Like, huh? And it took embarrassing long time for that to click for me, or I looked it up eventually and was like, they're in Canada. This is a show set in Canada. And I didn't even know that for a while. I just thought it was a good show. And I think a lot of Americans have that exact same experience, funny enough. So we didn't even realize we were getting this glimpse into Canadian culture a little bit, because we didn't even know. It was just a show that popped up on Nick randomly. But as we can see here, Degrassi is a popular Canadian television franchise known for its realistic depiction of teen life, and it's been broadcast in the United States through various iterations. That's very, very key here, is that this has been shown in the United States. I had no idea about this Degrassi Junior High and Degrassi High. I never saw that. This came before my time. This was aired on PBS during the 1980s and early 1990s, so I would have missed this, or I would have been way too young for a show like this. I mean, Degrassi: The Next Generation got pretty crazy, and I think that's why people really love it. And it's really raw and truthful and willing to touch on really taboo, touchy topics, and it does so in a really constructive way, actually. It's really a unique show. And I think that's why it also found an audience here in America. Now, to be clear, most Americans have not seen Degrassi. It's kind of like if you know, you know. There's a select group of Americans, it's just like the random, like people like me, who just happen to turn it on and see it and get captivated by it. But I would not say that all Americans have seen it. I would not even say that most Americans have seen it. I would say that a good chunk a reasonable chunk of Americans have seen the show, and we're kind of like the dedicated fans of the show and sort of obsessed. But yeah, I've never seen Degrassi Junior High or Degrassi High. I didn't even know. I think there's some characters from those shows that are in Degrassi: The Next Generation, which is what I've seen. Like Archie, Snake, and Spike. Those characters are the parental figures in Degrassi: The Next Generation, but I think those characters are actually the high schoolers in Degrassi High and Degrassi Junior High. Those are the young main characters, and I always thought of them as like the side characters, the parents in Degrassi: The Next Generation, which I thought was funny. So The Next Generation began in 2001, found an audience in the US, was broadcast to the N, yes, and then Teen Nick, that's what it was, Teen Nick. This iteration was particularly popular and ran for 14 seasons, my god, yes it did. What a 14 years it was. So I think this version of the show, Degrassi: The Next Generation, is this the most well-known incarnation of the show? Do most Canadians know this version? Or do you know the original Degrassi Junior High, Degrassi High? I want to say that The Next Generation is the most popular version. Certainly in the United States, that's the version. If Americans are going to know Degrassi, that's the version we're going to know. And then there's Degrassi Next Class. That was a little bit after my time. I've never really seen it. It's on Netflix, apparently. I was Degrassi'd out at that point. I think I was good. I can only handle so much. And so starting here with a little history, and then we're going to take a look at some clips from each of the different versions of Degrassi and the shows, and I think that's going to be quite a lot of fun. Some that I've seen before, but there's also quite a few Degrassi incarnations I've never seen, like the kids of Degrassi Street. Apparently, this is where this all began. Like, this was the first Degrassi. It's a Canadian children's television series. It was a children's show? My god. I hope it didn't have anywhere near the content going on, some of the stuff going on in The Next Generation, my god. Not for children. The first entry in the Degrassi franchise, and it only focused on children instead of teenagers. It follows the lives of a group of children living on Degrassi Street in Toronto. See, I never even knew it. Like, this comes from a street? And it's in Toronto. Like, Degrassi is set in Toronto? Like, I had no idea. That's so funny. Okay. Let's check out a little clip. I have some clips prepared here. This is Kids of Degrassi Street, Episode 1. This is the literal first episode ever of any Degrassi. Do not litter. Okay. And a cat. I don't know about this music. Okay, the kids. Okay. Anything gonna happen?
Honestly, Cookie, don't you know you're not supposed to litter? Can't you read the signs that say, it's your part, keep it clean?
This is extremely child-friendly and Canadian. Like, it's about the first dialogue in all of Degrassi, let it be known, it was about not littering. That's incredibly wholesome. Is this girl's name Cookie? I think her name is Cookie. So this is obviously nothing like Degrassi as I know it. Extremely slow-paced. The music is kind of frightening. The quality is a little worse, but this is the beginning, I suppose, huh?
I can't read, Ida. I'm only 6 years old.
Okay. They got some ice cream. Throwing away the litter.
Wait for me, Ida.
What is this? Oh, what is it? Ugh! Ew! Ah! Why you... Ugh! He's just like me. He's just like me, stepping on a disgusting, like, peanut butter jelly sandwich or something? Okay, I don't know where this is all going. This would probably not have kept my attention. I probably would have changed the channel if I had seen this. No offense. This is where it all began. Okay, let's keep going. Next we have, I think this is Degrassi Junior High. This is a photo of the cast. Maybe this is familiar with some of the Canadians out there watching this. What's funny here is I recognize like Joey in the hat, and I think his wife or girlfriend Caitlin, and I think the girl with the crazy hair is Archie's wife, Spike. I think I recognize some of these characters from the Next Generation, but most of these characters I have no idea. Never seen most of them, but that's funny how I recognize some of them. Degrassi Junior High, series created by Kit Hood and Linda Schuler. Those are the creators. Great people. They had no idea what they were creating, what they were gonna accomplish by the end of this. This is second series in the Degrassi franchise. Aired in 1987, in 1989, and in the U.S. in 1987. Okay, so quite a while ago. I never saw any of this show. I never even heard of this show, even while I was watching Degrassi: The Next Generation. I think that's the experience of most Americans, really. I think The Next Generation got Degrassi somewhat known in America. It was a response to what they perceived to be lack of proper educational programming towards teenagers. Yeah, this was a really like groundbreaking kind of show for teenagers especially. And I have some clips here. I've never seen this show before, so this will be kind of fun for me to check out this Degrassi Junior High.
Help clean up the environment. Sign here.
Good morning.
Come on.
Wait,
Sign the petition. Help stop pollution.
wait, what? This is like, if you've seen Degrassi: The Next Generation, this is like Emma. Like the character Emma was obsessed with the environment and recycling and pollution, and that was her character. Is it originally this character, which is Caitlin, I think? What? Are they like the same kind of character or something?
Here are today's
How come no one wants to help?
Well, how come not? For one thing, their approach to getting signatures on their petition, it's a little aggressive. Like they're coming off a little aggressive. I don't want to critique it too much.
Help stop pollution.
Here are today's
Or they sound very like sad. I don't know. Maybe you should sound help stop pollution. I don't know. That might get my signature. Anyway.
How come no one wants to help? I told you this was a stupid idea.
Jeez. Oh,
Well, look what the cat dragged in.
who's this?
Where do I sign?
Oh.
combination locks for lockers.
This is you can see the beginnings of the whole Degrassi style. It's like, okay, this is how it starts. This is how 2 seasons of drama begins. Some guy walking in the front doors, signing their petition. That starts a whole romance drama all on its own.
Thanks, Rick.
Rick,
I didn't know you were interested in the environment, Rick.
is he?
Yeah, well. Catch you later.
Yeah.
Oh wow, how suave. And what hair. He's not interested in the environment. He's not. He's interested in you, Caitlin, I think. Let's take one more look here. This is from what, episode 212? Just a random episode that I found. Let's see.
Hi, Mr. Colby.
I'm glad we get along so well.
What? What's
From the
going on?
first I could see you were mature beyond your years.
What? What's going on? What's happening? What is this? Now this is starting to get to the Degrassi that I know. The Degrassi I know and love. What is this? Is this teacher like trying to do something?
But only after I read your paper did I realize how mature.
Thanks.
Oh my god, how mature. He's talking about the maturity. He's trying to let her believe that he thinks she's very mature so that he can like gain her trust, and I don't even want to think about what.
I know what loneliness is like.
Okay. What? See, I didn't know like where or how far these earlier versions of Degrassi were willing to go, but this is like about inappropriate teacher-student relationship, like power dynamics. Like this is pretty heavy stuff. Holy cow, I had no idea. Almost want to like skip around and see if there's anything else random.
Someone from above, someone from below.
Relax.
Then you can cut this
You
portion.
need a friend, Lucy. Friend.
He's doing it again. What is it? Oh my god. Oh my, wow. I was not expecting that. Degrassi Junior High. Okay. And next we have Degrassi High. So apparently there's Degrassi Junior High, then it went to Degrassi High. Looks like some of the same characters are still here. Like Joey, there's Caitlin next to him. And at the very top is Archie, or Snake, right? From The Next Generation, where he's a teacher. He's in Degrassi High. That's where he started. I had no idea. Degrassi High, Canadian television series created by, the same people. The third entry in Degrassi aired for 2 seasons. Oh, it was only 2 seasons. It doesn't seem like it was very long, actually. And the United States in 1990. Okay, set in Toronto. I had no idea Degrassi was all happening in Toronto. It covers serious topics like abortion, cancer, suicide, HIV/AIDS. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It was met with critical acclaim for the portrayal of teenage life and social issues. That's the thing, is Degrassi is just a magical sort of experience, and it certainly opened my eyes up. Like, seriously, as a teenager, it genuinely introduced me to situations and thoughts that I'd never considered. And I think in a good way, in a constructive way. So, no, I think it does really deserve, like, critical acclaim. It was something else. Seriously. So this is Vintage Degrassi High. This is episode 1 of Degrassi High. Okay.
A few times in the downtown core, but on the outskirts, especially DVP and Eastern Expressway, things are...
You are going to be the coolest guy at Degrassi High.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
You are definitely going to be the coolest guy at Degrassi High.
Oh, no. Oh, no, Joey, what are you doing? What a hat. What a statement. The hat and the glasses. See, I had no idea Joey Jeremiah was like one of the main characters in this season.
Come on. Hurry up and get dressed. You don't want to be late your first day of high school.
No. Oh, something wrong?
Can't find my brush. Can I borrow yours? Sure. Thanks. I want to look good. Oh, I'm so nervous. I don't see why we had to leave Borden. I mean, I liked it there. Now,
I feel like something's going on with this girl here. Something's going on she's not talking about.
to start all over. They should have put us in Degrassi in the first place. Why are we always the ones who get stuck with the stupid shifting population patterns?
Oh.
Erica?
It's 8:27.
Oh, she's vomiting. Oh, Erica. Okay. So this is just like introducing us to like all the characters, I guess? Who is this?
Au revoir, Papa. Je vais to school now.
See, if I had seen that as a young American, I wouldn't have even necessarily put it together that he's practicing French because of the French being a language in Canada that's spoken. I would have just been like, oh, that's random, like French. Like, it took me so long to put together that it was Canadian. And finally, we get to Degrassi: The Next Generation, which is, like many Americans, especially around my age, this is Degrassi. This is the version we know and love and have seen. Is on TV for so many years. And it was, unknowingly, our first introduction to Canadian life, honestly. Like, I know all these characters. It's kind of sad. Like, starting from the top left, is Spinner, Darcy, JT, Liberty, Ashley, Drake. Not Drake. Drake, yes, the Drake the rapper, but Jimmy. Then under them is Ellie, Emma, Hazel, Toby. Then the bottom left is Manny, Marco, Paige, and the bottom right. Who is that again? Who is it? This guy came at a later season. I remember I didn't like him very much at first. Peter! Peter! I didn't like Peter that much. I don't know. Just bringing back memories. Degrassi, The Next Generation. Renamed Degrassi for seasons 10 to 14. There were 14 seasons? Like, I don't even know if I've seen every season of this show. I've definitely seen, like, the first seven or eight, I want to say. It was the fourth series in the Degrassi franchise, premiered in 2001 to 2015 on MTV Canada. Wow. The ensemble cast of students who face challenges such as sex, teen pregnancy, bullying, date rape, drug abuse, body image, homosexuality, domestic violence, gang violence, self-injury, suicide, abortion, and mental disorders, among others. No kidding. Like, truly a unique show. Like, honestly. And I have a little video here I'm going to go through sort of quickly. Degrassi, The Next Generation moments. I don't know what moments they're going to talk about, but I've probably heard of most of them, but not for a while now.
Number 10. Spinner being diagnosed with cancer.
That's right. Spinner had testicular cancer at one point, right? Oh my god. Yeah, the stuff in this show.
Number 9. Paige losing her trial.
That's right. Paige was a victim of rape and actually confronts her rapist in like a trial, but loses. I forgot she lost. Oh my god, she lost. I forgot. Oh my god, what else?
8. Craig and the train.
Oh yeah, Craig. Craig wasn't even on that poster with the other cast members. What happened? What happened to Craig? They don't include Craig. Craig and the train? What happens on the train?
Throughout Degrassi The Next Generation's run, viewers got a glimpse into the troubled home
Oh, he was abused by his father. That's right. Oh my god.
lives of many of the characters. However, few were as impactful as the storyline involving Craig and his abusive father.
That's right, I forgot about this.
Craig, get off the tracks.
Oh, he's gone crazy. He's gone mad. And he's laughing, standing on the tracks like he's gonna commit suicide. Oh, and there's Sean. They didn't have Sean in the poster either.
Stop kidding around, man. Get off the tracks.
In the season 2 episode,
Wow, is he like suicidal? I think. I forgot about that. Emma's dad, who had mental issues after not knowing him her entire life. She didn't know her dad. And then meets him and finds out that he has mental issues, and he goes on a tirade in their house. Ellie, who cuts herself. Oh my god. Terry's put into a coma. This show is insane. Terry was in a coma. I forgot about Terry. Rick put Terry in a coma? What did he do?
in a coma. Degrassi The Next Generation had a
Rick. Oh man, Rick. If you know, you know.
lot of great characters, but Rick wasn't one.
Actually, Rick is kind of a tragic story. Because he's just a nerdy fellow who has problems and faces bullying. So it's actually a real tragic story with Rick.
One of them. In fact, one could argue that his finest moment was when the actor who played him popped up in the music video for Drake's song, I'm Upset. But we
What?
digress. While Rick is best known for shooting Jimmy, more on that in a second,
Yeah.
it was his abusive relationship with Terry that really made people's blood
I think he pushed her. He had an abusive relationship with her. That's right. Yeah. He pushes her, right?
No!
Oh my god. Oh my god. And the fact that they show that. She falls and hits her head on a brick, and then she's just out of the show. Oh my god. Man. Darcy rape? I think she was doing drugs at a party. Cam's suicide? I don't...
Cam's suicide. Campbell Saunders' time on Degrassi
This must have been later in Degrassi or something. I don't remember this character, really.
Pressed. While his relationship with Maya helped in some regard, it wasn't enough to keep him level. In the end, he took his own life, on school property no less, and his body was discovered.
Yeah, this was later in the series because of these characters. They came much later. I didn't know there was a suicide. Rick shooting Jimmy. Like, I want to say like a legendary moment in TV. Not legendary in a good way. Just like you don't see this kind of thing on TV. But we're going to see it right now on the internet.
To be my friend.
Man, this was at the time seeing this for the first time, this was crazy. Like you just did not expect someone to get shot in this show, even in Degrassi.
He gets tricked into believing Jimmy is to blame for his most recent humiliation and shoots him, with the bullet becoming lodged in his back and...
Yeah, then Jimmy's handicapped. It was Spinner's fault for framing Jimmy. Claire loses her baby? I didn't know about... What? And JT was stabbed! Oh my god, this show is nuts. It's nuts! Just to finish off real quick here, I know there's one final incarnation of the show, Degrassi Next Class. I haven't heard that much about it. I don't know anything about it, really. I don't know any of these characters. Looks extremely modern. I don't know if it has the same, like, pizzazz or the same impact or effect that the older versions of Degrassi had, but there's a new version, The Next Class. It's on Netflix. I've never seen it. It was made in 2016. It's not even that new anymore, huh? It's not even that new. I wonder it's to appeal to Generation Z. That's the problem. That's why I'm not really interested. There's the problem. But yeah, there you go. Like maybe they'll eventually create like another version of Degrassi in the future. I wouldn't doubt it, honestly, but there you have it. There's the entire history of Degrassi, and hopefully a little insight into how this had an impact on Americans like myself. I know this had a pretty big impact on Canadians, so that'd actually be interesting to hear about. Feel free to leave a comment with your thoughts on Degrassi and, you know, the effect it had on you, the impact it had, and the popularity in Canada. That'd be really interesting for me to hear about as an American, because I know this is a really, really praised Canadian show, but I've never heard, like, Canadians actually talk about or discuss the show at all, so that'd be fun for me, really, and feel free to give this video a like if you've enjoyed it, and if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada and Canadian culture and stuff about Canada I've never learned or seen before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.